A millionaire walked up to me in a dark parking lot and said one sentence that changed my life. Pretend to be my boyfriend for a week. I was a broke single dad with a sleeping son in the back seat. I said yes for survival. But I did not know her family was a billionaire empire. Or that my past would collide with my future. By day 7, I was holding a contract, and a secret that could destroy us both. Before we dive into this incredible story, don't forget to subscribe, and hit the bell icon button so you never miss our powerful, life-changing content. The night she found me, my hands smelled like engine oil and cheap coffee. My son was asleep on the back seat. My laptop balanced on my knees. I was building a business I could not afford to fail. She stepped into the parking lot like quiet confidence. $1 million coat. Tired eyes. A voice that held storms behind it. I need a boyfriend for 1 week, she said. My parents are arriving. They will try to control my life again. I almost laughed. I was a single dad with a maxed out card. But my son's inhaler was running low. And my pride did not pay bills. I agreed. 1 week. No lies beyond the role. No touching. No drama. At her penthouse, the air smelled like lemons and fresh paper. Her family looked through me like I was furniture. I kept my back straight. I spoke gently. I listened more than I talked. That night she found my business plan on the kitchen counter. She read it slowly. Then she asked questions nobody had ever asked me. Real questions. Hard questions. Questions that made me better. Each day, she pushed me toward discipline. Sleep. Focus. Integrity. She told me, success is a promise you keep when nobody is watching. On the 7th day, her father smiled for the first time. He invited me to breakfast. He slid a folder across the table. Inside was a contract. A funding offer big enough to change my son's life forever. My mouth went dry. Her mother said, sign it. Her father said, prove you deserve it. Then she looked at me, eyes shining. And whispered, tell him who you really are. I swallowed hard. My fingers trembled on the edge of the folder. I am not your daughter's boyfriend, I said. I am a single father who agreed to stand beside her for a week. Silence fell like heavy snow. Her mother's lips tightened. Her father's stare sharpened. I felt my son's small photo in my wallet press against my chest. I build logistics software, I continued. I sleep in my car some nights. I do not ask for pity. I ask for a fair chance. Her father leaned back. Why should I believe you? She reached into her purse. Pulled out my worn notebook. The one I thought I lost. I found it in his car, she said. Pages of plans. Pages of prayers. And one line repeated like a vow. She opened it. Read aloud. I will become the man my son can trust. Her father's eyes flicked, just once, toward her. Then back to me. I do not fund stories, he said. I fund results. I nodded. And that is why I brought this. I slid my laptop across the table. My demo loaded. Numbers rose. Routes optimized. Costs dropped in real time. Her father's jaw tightened again. But this time, it was not anger. It was calculation. He tapped the screen. Slow. Careful. Then he asked the question that could save us or end everything. How soon can you scale this, if I make one call? I met his eyes. My throat felt tight, but my voice stayed steady. 4 weeks, I said. Give me the right pilot partner. Give me clean data. And I will cut delivery time without cutting people. He watched me like a judge. Then he glanced at her. As if measuring her choices. As if weighing her heart against his reputation. She leaned forward. No exploitation, she said. No shortcuts. If he wins, everyone wins. Her father exhaled through his nose. A sound like steel cooling. He picked up his phone. One tap. Then another. The room held its breath. Even the coffee seemed to stop steaming. He did not call an investor. He did not call a lawyer. He called someone and said only, "Bring him the files." My pulse jumped. Files meant access. Access meant the real test had begun. Her mother stood. "This is reckless," she whispered. But her daughter did not flinch. She reached under the table and squeezed my hand once. Warm. Certain. Like a promise. A knock came at the door. A man in a gray suit entered with a sealed envelope. He placed it in front of me. The billionaire father said, "Open it." I broke the seal. My eyes scanned the first page. Then my stomach dropped. Because the pilot partner listed at the top was the same company that fired me years ago. And the signature line already had my name printed on it. My ears rang. That logo took me back to cold conference rooms. Security escorting me out. My son's daycare calling while I sat on the curb. I looked up. Why them? Her father did not blink. Because they know your face. Because they know your failure. If you can win there, you can win anywhere. My palms went damp. The page smelled like ink and power. I felt every doubt I ever swallowed crawl up my throat. She leaned closer. "They fired you," she said softly. "But they never understood you. Let them learn." I shook my head. "I cannot walk back in like a beggar." "You will not," she replied. "You will walk in like a builder." Then she turned to her father. "If he does this, you fund him without controlling him." Her father's mouth tightened. A pause. A slow nod. "On one condition," he said. "He signs nothing today. He earns it." The suited man slid a second envelope toward me. My heart thudded. I opened it. Inside was a badge. Temporary access. And a meeting time. Tomorrow morning. 8 sharp. I stared at it, unable to breathe. Because tomorrow was also my son's school interview. The one chance to get him into a safer place. She noticed my face change. "What is it?" I whispered, "I have to choose." And her eyes filled with a fierce kind of mercy. "Then we do not choose," she said. "We build a way to do both." She stood so fast her chair brushed the floor. "I will take him to the interview," she said. "I will be there early. I will speak only the truth." Her mother scoffed. Her father watched, silent. I felt something inside me crack open. Not fear. Hope. "That is my son," I said, voice rough. "He does not know you." "He will," she replied. "Because he already knows what kindness feels like." That night I did not sleep. I sat at her kitchen island, the city lights spilling across marble. I rewrote my pitch until my eyes burned. She placed tea beside me, ginger and honey. No lecture. Just presence. Morning came sharp and cold. A clean suit on my shoulders. My badge heavy in my pocket. Her car waiting downstairs. At the school, my son clung to her hand. Small fingers, big trust. She knelt, matching his height. Her perfume was light, like oranges after rain. Inside, the principal asked about stability. About support. About family. She answered first. "I am not his mother," she said. "But I am someone who believes in his father. And I will not let them fail alone." The principal's eyes softened. My chest tightened. Then my phone buzzed. A message from the old company. One line. Meeting moved up. Arrive in 30 minutes. My blood went cold. I looked at the door. Then at my son. Then at her. She squeezed my wrist. Go, she whispered. I will finish here. I ran. But halfway to the car, another message arrived. From an unknown number. I know what really happened when you were fired. My legs slowed like the air turned thick. I read it again. Then again. My heart pounded against my ribs like it wanted out. I was fired for performance. But the truth was uglier. I had reported a manager for cooking numbers. A week later, I was gone. No severance. No explanation. I typed back with shaking thumbs. Who is this? The reply came instantly. Someone who owes you. Check your old email. Subject, audit trail. I slid into the driver's seat. Hands slick on the wheel. Traffic lights blurred. I opened my phone, searching, scrolling, memories stinging like salt. There it was. An unsent draft. A file I never had the courage to send. Screenshots. Timestamps. Proof. My mouth went dry. All these years I thought I was powerless. I thought I lost because I was not rich enough to fight back. My phone rang. Her name on the screen. I answered on the first ring. He got in, she said, breathless. They loved him. He is in. My eyes burned. I gripped the steering wheel so hard my knuckles whitened. Thank you, I whispered. Her voice softened. Now you go win yours. I pulled up to the glass tower. The lobby smelled like polished stone and old money. Security scanned my badge. A familiar face behind the desk frowned, then recognized me. Upstairs, the conference room door opened. The manager who fired me sat at the table. Smiling. Like nothing happened. Then he said, before we begin, we need to discuss your history here. I slid my phone onto the table. Opened the file. And said, good. Because today, we tell the truth. His smile twitched. Just for a second. Like a mask slipping. The room grew quiet. Air conditioner humming. A pen tapping once, then stopping. I swiped through the screenshots. Dates. Invoices. Hidden edits. A trail that did not lie. One executive leaned in. Another sat back, suddenly cautious. The man who ruined me cleared his throat. That is out of context, he said. I looked straight at him. It is not. I warned you. You buried it. And you buried me with it. My voice shook, but it did not break. I lost years. I lost sleep. I missed birthdays, working nights. My son learned to whisper when I cried. A woman at the far end of the table spoke. Where did you get this? I breathed in. From my own hands. I saved it because I knew the truth mattered. I just did not have power. Now I have proof. The old manager leaned forward, eyes sharp. If you push this, you will never work in this city again. My stomach tightened. Then I remembered her voice. Success is a promise you keep when nobody is watching. I turned the laptop toward them. My software will save you millions. But the first saving starts here. Clean the rot. The door opened. A late arrival stepped in. And my blood froze. It was her father. And he was not alone. He walked in like a verdict. Calm. Unhurried. A presence that made every chair feel smaller. Behind him came a man with a briefcase and a woman holding a thin folder. Auditors. Not investors. The manager's face drained of color. Sir, this is a private meeting, he stammered. Her father did not even look at him. He looked at me. Then at the evidence on the table. Then he nodded once, slow. I told you, he said to the room, results matter. And truth is the first result. The executive shifted. A few phones disappeared under the table. One man stood, too quickly. We can handle this internally. Her father finally spoke to the manager. You had years to handle it. You chose comfort over integrity. The auditor opened the folder. Pages slid out like a storm. My screenshots matched their reports. Every date. Every number. The manager's voice went thin. This is a witch hunt. Her father's eyes stayed cold. No. This is cleanup. Then he turned to me. Now, he said, show them the demo again. I opened my laptop. The interface loaded. Routes recalculated. Costs dropped. Delivery times tightened. One executive whispered, if this is real. I replied, it is real. And it is ethical. Her father leaned closer. So is your deal. He slid a new contract across the table. Not funding. Ownership. A partnership. My name at the top, not the bottom. My hands shook as I read the first line. Because the company's new interim leader would be her. The room went still. She stepped forward, steady as sunrise. No smugness. No revenge. Only resolve. I did not come to punish, she said. I came to rebuild. Starting with truth. The manager tried to speak, but the auditors were already standing beside him. The door closed behind them. For the first time in years, my chest felt light. She looked at me. Your work deserves a real home, she said. And your son deserves a father who comes home proud. Her father placed a pen in my hand. Sign when you are ready, he said. Not because you need me. Because you earned this. I signed. Not with desperation. With dignity. That evening, I picked my son up in daylight. I hugged him until he laughed. She stood beside us, smiling softly, like the future had finally arrived. I learned the twist was never the money. It was the woman who used power to lift, not crush. And the man who chose integrity even when fear begged him to stay silent. Moral. Success lasts when it is built on truth, courage, and a heart that helps others rise.